in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 14th verse. Mam eva ye prapadante maya metam tarantite. The best path is to transcend all material curses and benedictions and take shelter of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and remain in a transcendental position. Persons who have taken shelter of Krishna are always peaceful. They are never cursed by anyone, nor do they attempt to curse anyone. That is a transcendental position. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadaham Mayam Datati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sakajatam Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariyara Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikakanta Radhakanto Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Gurudas Jayadvada Swami Hare Krishna. The words again. Tasyaivam vadatam sapam Shrutva Dvijakulayavi. Bhrigu pratyasrijak shapam Brahmadandam Duratyayam. When all the hereditary Brahmanas were thus cursed by Nandishwar, the sage Bhrigu, as a reaction, condemned the followers of Lord Shiva with this very strong Brahmanical curse. So, we see this wonderful pastime where in an assembly, um, Yad yad acharati shrestha tat tad avatarajana, right? Now, so whatever practices a great man follows, everybody practices. But if in that assembly, a king does not respect advanced Vaishnava, Vaishnava Namyata Sambhu, the topmost Vaishnava, Lord Shiva, and um, belittles the position of Lord Shiva, curses Lord Shiva, which then in turn causes counter curse by the followers of Lord Shiva led by Nandishwar. Right. This big assembly where they were assembled to perform a yagya, Bhrigu Muni and other sages were invited. And in that counter curse, when the counter curse hurled at the hereditary Brahmanas, right? Dvijakulaya, onto the Brahmanas, Dvijakulaya, not just Dvijakulaya, is hereditary Brahmanas, right? So Nandishwar curse on the hereditary Brahmanas. And as a result, now we see Bhrigu Muni, who is now the head sage there, he is counter cursing on Nandishwar's curse. Is the entire chaos in this assembly of Daksha Prajapati started from supposed to be an exemplary king, and but when he does not follow proper codes, what it turns out, the entire assembly um, goes into this curse, counter curse, and then counter curse, right? And that's what is happening here, where Taschaivam Vadata Sapam, right? Nandishwar is cursing Shapam, and um, hearing that Shrutva, Dvijakulaya, why hearing the curse is hurled onto Dvijakulaya, hereditary Brahmanas. Bhrigu Muni, Bhrigu Pratyashapam, curses. Bhrigu Muni now curses. Brahmadandam, Turatayam, Brahmadandam. Pleasing the Brahmana, Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya, Jagaditaya Krishna, Govindaya Nama Namaha. The Brahmanas and cows, Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya. Cows and the Brahmanas has to be worshipped. But when a situation comes where now you are cursing the hereditary Brahmanas and you anger a Brahmana, like Bhikkhu Muni's caliber, right? Brahmadandam, Duratayam, that curse by Brahmana is very, very strong. It is insurmountable. It's insurmountable. But Srila Prabhupada says the stringent laws of material nature are insurmountable. Similarly, the curse of Brahman is also insurmountable. Right. Brahmadandam Durateyam. Brahmadandam Durateyam. Insurmountable curse by Brahmana. Right. Bhrigu Muni, we seen another pastime where Bhrigu Muni himself was cursed. Right. Whom was he cursed by? Mother Lakshmi.
Radha Rani, Lakshmi ji.
Yeah, Mother Lakshmi, Lakshmi Devi. Yeah. He was cursed by Mother Lakshmi. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you. In right direction. Mother Lakshmi. And Bhigu Muni himself had gone to find. The sages had appointed him that, okay, to test out that who is the Supreme Lord among this Trinity, Brahma, Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. And he commits a offense to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma becomes upset, and then he goes to Shiva Loka. He commits then a verbal offense to Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma, he commits an offense that he does not pay his obeisances. A subtle offense, does not pay his obeisances. Then he commits a verbal offense to Lord Shiva. And then when he goes to Lord Vishnu, he commits a corporal offense where he kicks on the chest of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu immediately gets off his bedstead and immediately starts massaging the feet of Bhigu Muni and inquiring that I hope I have not uh, hurt your feet because my chest is very hard. But Mother Lakshmi could not bear that, and she curses Bhigu Muni and through Bhigu Muni to all the Brahmanas that they'll be bereft of Lakshmi, material prosperity. Right? They'll be spiritually prosperous, but bereft of material prosperity. And uh, in a curse by a great devotee or personality, there is always a blessing in disguise. So when you are bereft of material prosperity, you are away from the material illusion of I and mine, and you take completely the shelter of the Supreme Lord. That's why Brahmanas are they completely take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And that's why pleasing the Brahmanas is very, very important. And if you displease a Brahmana, then you get this Brahmadandam, Dhrutyam, insurmountable. Uh, so we see Bhrigu Muni cursing, and in subsequent verses we'll see his curses, that he's cursing the followers of Lord Shiva, that they'll become pasandi, right? They'll become atheists, right? They'll be devoted from scriptural injunctions. Sat Sastra Paripanthina, right? Devoted from transcendental scriptural injunctions, and ultimately they'll take recourse to Mayavadi philosophy. And they will become addicted to wine, flesh, etc. Right? Followers of Lord Shiva. Right? And take shelter of heretical views, Pasandam Ashrita, since they criticize Brahmanas and Vedas that give eternal regulatory principles, and whose subject matter is Lord Janardhan. Right? So from 27th verse to 32nd verse, we'll see these different courses um, by Bhrigu Muni. Right? And Srila Prabhupada makes a point here that to get out of this material contamination, instead of being on this platform of blessings and curse, which on a material platform, whether it is a blessing or a curse, it is material. So to get out of this material contamination, one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mam evaye prapadante maya me tam tarantite. Right? Mam eva prapadante mayam etam tam tite. The best path is to transcend all material curses and benedictions and take shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna and remain in a transcendental position. Right? In the present day and world, we'll see, no, you will see left and right. There's so many problems in the material world. Right? So many problems in the material world. Right? Kalau Sambhava Sudra. Almost everyone is acting as a Sudra. Right? Brahmana clan is very, very rare to find. Everybody is acting as a Sudra. Right? And the best recourse is to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. By the easiest process which is given, especially in Kali Yuga. Kali dosha Nidan Rajan, there is many dosha in Kali Yuga. Snake and Mahaguna, but there is one special Mahaguna. What is that Mahaguna? Just by kirtan, just by taking shelter of the Supreme Lord in the form of chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One can achieve the topmost position of Prema Pumata Mahan, developing love for God. Right? Developing love for God. Right? One does not need to perform elaborate sacrifices, Vedic sacrifices, as what is being performed here by Bhikkhu Muni in the assembly of Daksha Prajapati. One does not need to perform those Vedic sacrifices or elaborate deity worship or meditation for thousands of years. Right? Meditation thousands of years. But one can just chant the holy name of the Lord and they'll get the same benefit, higher benefit, easier benefit to completely develop love for God. Right? The Nama Rupa Charita, the Sukirtananu, that name, the Nama, the form of the Lord is there. The qualities of the Lord is there. Right? And the name of the Lord is not different than the Lord. Naman Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Bina Binatvam Nama Naminaha. Right? Nama and Namina, they're not different. Right? So Mahaprabhu descends. Right? That same Brajanandana Lord who comes in Dwapara Yuga, he comes in Kali Yuga, showing the people as Chana Avatar he comes. Right? Krishna Vanam Tvisha or Krishnam. He's Krishna himself. But his form Tvisha is or Krishna, is not blackish, it's golden. Right? And he comes to give us Yagyai Sankita Prahai Yajanti Sumedasa. He gives us this easy process, Sankirtan Yagya, by which one can come back to Godhead. Right? That's a special position of Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate. Krishna Prema Padayate. He freely distributes this law of Godhead. Right? Does not see qualification at all, whether he's a Brahmana or a Sudra. No, freely. Everybody is a Sudra in Kali Yuga. Freely distributes. and that's storefront from which he distributes, right? It it never gets emptied. More and more it's distributed, right? More and more it gets distributed. More you open a storefront to distribute, more it gets filled up, and again you go on distributing it. The law of Godhead, the mercy of Mahaprabhu, right? Mercy of Mahaprabhu. He shows people how to surrender to the Supreme Lord, right? He shows how to surrender to the Supreme Lord. And that's how um, then we'll be able to overcome all these blessings and curses of this material world. Whether you're a Brahmana or a Shudra, any position, you'll become a Vaishnava, followers of Lord Vishnu, Gaudiya Vaishnava, followers of um, Mahaprabhu, followers of Srimati Radharani, in worshipping the Supreme Lord. That's a special mercy and benediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who will appear, whose appearance is observed, will be observed tomorrow. Right. Okay. We have 3 minutes left. We can have some quick discussion if anybody has some reflection. Any reflections anybody would like to share or questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. So Prabhuji, like that pastime was also there, like Sati. So it comes like later, right? This happened before that.
Yeah,
Like,
this happens before that.
hmm.
This is like a setting before
Yeah.
that pastime that Bhikkhu Muni curses Lord Shiva, and then all this counter curse happens, and then the next chapter
Hmm.
talks between Lord Shiva and Sati,
Oh, yeah.
where when Lord Shiva goes back and narrates, to Mother Sati, now becomes upset, and then there was some other gathering at Daksha Prajapati's place, and Mother Sati was invited or was not invited, but still she goes that, hey,
Hmm.
for going to my father's house, I don't need an invitation.
Right.
Right? And she goes, and again she sees that her father
Interesting.
uh, um, is having this envious nature, so she gives up her life.
Hmm.
Right? So yes, that will come in the next chapter.
Hmm.
Talks between Lord Shiva and Sati, and then ultimately in a chapter after that, Sati quits her body. Yeah, fourth chapter, Sati quits her body.
Yeah. And also in this verse, in Puppet, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about Janardhan Prabhuji. So can you just elaborate about Janardhan something?
Janardhan is the name of Lord Krishna. Jan Ardan,
Hmm.
right? Uh, that name of Lord Krishna means he delivers all jana, loka, all people. Right? Janardhan gives pleasure to all the
Hmm.
people. That's Janardhan. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And that's where we see in subsequent verses, we'll see that then it's talking about Lord Janardhan and Lord Shiva also immediately leaves that assembly of this cursing and counter cursing. Initially, Daksha Prajapati, after cursing, he leaves the assembly. But now then Lord Shiva leaves the assembly, that being afraid that he's in this cursing and counter cursing, somebody does not curse Janardhan, Lord Janardhan. So to avoid that, right, Lord Shiva immediately leaves that assembly.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. And we are at 7 o'clock. Thank you all very much. We'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead, a very important day, a day before Gaur Punim. We'll be celebrating the Adivash ceremony in the evening. And by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, great things happens. As of yesterday, we were hearing and tracking our package of the DT dress. It was to come on Thursday. And we were all afraid that, oh, if it comes on Thursday, we won't have any time to dress. But fortunately, it arrived last night itself, so we have the dress for Mahaprabhu because he's Namo Mahavadanyaya. So yeah, it's a special mercy of Mahaprabhu that we are able to serve him. So take this wonderful opportunity to serve him nicely, chant as many rounds as possible, and in your rounds when you're chanting, you are calling out to Srimati Radhani to utilize you in the service of the Lord. So when you are being utilized in the service of the Lord, grab that opportunity to be even utilized in the service of the Lord. Right? There are various services, uh, starting from cleaning the temple to making garlands, decoration, serving prasadam, making prasadam. The prasadam serving is going to start at what time? The prasadam making is going to start at what time? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock, Prabhuji. Haribo. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Right. If you have not taken Shiksha vows, please give your names to your Bhakti Vriksha leads so that your name can be populated. This is especially for those who have not taken vows, or not taken initiation vows. So the Shiksha vows are not for initiated devotees. But they can continuously go on reviving every year. In front of Srila Prabhupada and the deities and the Samar Vaishnavas. Right? So, give your names. Yeah, any other announcement?
So tomorrow, what time program will start, Prabhuji, in the evening?
6 o'clock.
And we'll have Abhishek also, right?
Yes, there'll be special Abhishek, there'll be Kirtan, special Abhishek, Aarti,
Mangla Arti.
Mangala Aarti starting at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, sharp,
Haribo.
in the presence of Mangala Aarti personified devotee, Jai Prakash Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hari Hari. Okay. Any other announcement? We will offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Shri Nrsimha, Jai
Simha, Jai
Nrsimha, Jai Jai
Narasimha, Jai Jai
Nrsimha,
Narasimha.
Radesha,
Isha
Daya
Jai
Padma,
Padma,
Mukha
Mukha
Ugraviram,
Veera
Raviram
Mahavisham
Mahavisham
Jadadvam
Jagadantam
Sarvamuktam
Sarvatomukam
Nrsimha, Vishnu,
Narsimham Vishnam
Visham
Bhadram
Bhadram
Bhutimutyu
Bhakti
Nmami.
Namaham
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki
Ki
Jai,
Jai,
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki
Ki
Jai.
Jai.
So before we also offer obeisances to Vaishnavas, another important announcement, take also this wonderful opportunity. There are various sponsorship levels. Right? I know I've been hearing people losing their jobs left and right, and this is happening, and that is happening, and that is happening. But just take shelter of the Supreme Lord, and whatever capacity you can sponsor, you can sponsor. All the way from the dress sponsorship to artist sponsorship or any sponsorship you can sponsor. Yeah, and contact us. So that numbers will be posting in the Japathon group soon about this again sponsorships, and that helps the temple to now even if a dress sponsors like this Gorpuni, that day dress is not sponsored. No, there's expenditure to the temple. So kind of helps to reduce the load on the temple. There's different sponsorships. And collectively, when we contribute to a certain extent, it reduces the load on the temple. We'd like to offer our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpataru Bhayasya Kripa
Panchakalpatarvasya
Sindhu Bhayasya
Kripasindhuvecha
Patitanam
Titanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
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 Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Namo Namaha Vaishnavam
Vaishnavinda
Ki
ki
Jai.
jai,
Jai,
Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai,
Ki
Srila
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai, Jai.
Premanande.
Hari Hari Hari
Oh,
Bol. Thank you everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Rebo.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.